let me, in the minute 48 seconds I have, ask you about a specific case. You remember U.S. versus Brown? This was a guilty plea, and where you were asked to assess a punishment. And at one point in the proceedings, you said, "I'm going to state for the record, however, that this court has a long-standing policy disagreement with the criminal history guidelines with respect to the application of the two-point enhancement." Do you remember when you said that?
I don't remember that particular statement.
How is that policy disagreement different from other disagreements where you said that you're not going to get out of your lane, you're not going to get into the policy lane?
Yes, Senator. The Supreme Court in the sentencing realm has made the guidelines, the sentencing guidelines, advisory. They used to be mandatory. Judges used to have to calculate the guidelines for sentencing purposes and then essentially apply a sentence within the guideline range. In a case called United States versus Booker, the Supreme Court determined that the guidelines are advisory now, so they don't have to be applied in every case. You have to calculate them, but judges have more freedom to give effect to Congress's the various provisions in the statute related to sentencing. In Booker and in its progeny, the Supreme Court made clear that judges at sentencing.
Judge, I only have a limited amount of time, so let me just close on one other question, and forgive me for interrupting
Yes.
you. But there's such a thing as a judicial filibuster too.
Sorry, I was trying to get to the point.
Let me just ask. I don't know you well, but I've been impressed by our interaction, and you've been gracious and charming. Why in the world would you call Secretary of Defense Rumsfeld and George W. Bush war criminals in a legal filing? It seems so out of character for you.
Senator, you may have been are you talking about briefs or habeas petitions that I filed?
Talking about when you were representing a member of the Taliban, and the Department of Defense identified him as an intelligence officer for the Taliban, and you referred to the Secretary of Defense and the sitting President of the United States as war criminals. Why would you do something like that? It seems so out of character.
Well, Senator, I don't remember that particular reference, and I was representing my clients and making arguments. I'd have to take a look at what you meant. I did not intend to disparage the President or the Secretary of Defense.
Well, being a war criminal has huge ramifications. You could be subject to the jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court and hauled before that international tribunal and tried for war crimes. So it's not a casual comment, I would suggest. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Cornyn. Senator Whitehouse.
Thank you, Chairman.